Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call the May Steering Legislative and Governmental Committee meeting to order. First item of business, I'd like to call on Vice Chairman Commissioner Gooch for approval of our minutes.
Motion to approve, Mr. Chair.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we need to fill an alternate vacancy on the Equalization Board. We have received one application for that appointment from Mr. John Barbie. Mr. Barbie, do you care to address the committee?
Be glad to. Again, gentlemen, I believe that my experience in the assessor's office can work to the county's benefit. I've met with that board many years, and I believe I can provide some assistance to the county and help protect it from some of the things that come up there. I would appreciate your support.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Barbie. Next item of business, fill a citizen vacancy on the Emergency Communications District Board. We have one application for that appointment from Mr. John Hood. Don't see him here today. Do we have a motion?
I'd just like to say that Mr. Hood's, I think, been on that board since its inception, maybe in the academic.
Right.
And he's the treasurer and served with dignity and professionalism.
Yep. Move we approve, Mr. Hood. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right. Next, we need to announce 6 vacancies on the Board of Health. Next, we need to announce 3 vacancies on the Limeball Library Board. We need to announce a vacancy on the Stones River Regional Library Board. And now we have a resolution regarding privilege tax on litigation in all civil and criminal cases to be levied in an amount not to exceed $25 per case, to be used exclusively for courthouse security. It's the longest agenda item I believe we've ever had. Come on up here. Explain what we're looking at here. I believe this is just a matter of housekeeping.
I don't know that litter grant. Our litter thing was long.
Well, that took longer to go over. This is the longest listed agenda item.
This is what we're doing, what we did in our office in preparation for the new case management system is go through every TCA code, every resolution that we have had that allows us to charge any cost or in the clerk's office. And there was one set of this particular cost that was just a little unclear. So we're just clearing up the verbiage to make it accurate. And what will be awesome within the new system is that we'll be able to link every TCA and every resolution to a specific cost. And if anybody questions a cost, we'll be able to print up that resolution. So we're just trying to make this accurate.
So the litigation tax is already in place as we speak, right?
Correct.
And
correct.
how much is that litigation tax?
That is $25.
It's the same amount.
Well, this is a privilege tax, $25 and $25.
So on top of the litigation tax, there will be a privilege tax.
It's for the civil and criminal cases, not to exceed $25. There are actually within this particular TCA 674601 2 different $25 charges that we're already charging, but one of the resolutions wasn't quite clear in 2008, and so we're just making it clear that we can actually charge that, and we're doing that
Where's
already.
this money going into now?
The same place it's going to. This one is an extra $25 that we can charge, and one is specifically used for courthouse security.
So why do we need another resolution?
Because the resolution from 2008 didn't actually really authorize us to charge that. So it was intended to say that, and we have been charging it, but it wasn't very clear. We're just making it very clear that we can charge those.
So the total tax is $50.
Correct.
And one is a privilege tax and one's a litigation tax. And you've been collecting it under
It's the
all
same.
of
It's we're not changing what we're collecting at all. We're not, that's not what we're changing and making sure the words say the right things, so that when we give someone a piece of paper, if they question this, that it's actually representative of what we're doing.
So is it being questioned? That's what, I mean, what's the?
No, sir, no, what we're trying to do.
I know, but what,
Okay, what we've done
Uh-huh.
is gone through and looked at every single cost that we charge. Every single item. And in some cases, we're charging 16, 17, 20 different items.
Right.
So we have gone through and attached either a TCA code or a resolution to every single item. This is just clearing up that resolution to make sure it's exactly accurate, so that every single cost that we charge has some kind of supporting documentation for it. That's all we're doing.
but wouldn't the privilege tax and the litigation tax still be, already been tied to the TCA code before?
It would have, yes.
It wasn't?
The language was just unclear. We're just trying to make the
That-
language
Well,
clear.
that's what I'm trying to get at. What was not clear and what's gonna be clear? What's gonna make it clear on here?
This resolution, right here.
What words? What words were not in it before that, what are we adding to it?
Yeah, where's the one before this one? That's what I'd like to.
I did not bring did you happen to bring the
I
2008
didn't bring
legislation, resolution? I did not bring the 2008 resolution.
I'm just wondering what the difference is what I'm thinking.
But we've already collected it. And you've,
We've
that
been
money is
collecting.
in
Well, we've been
the,
collecting it
We always
for
collect.
4 years.
since
I-
2008. I was obviously not
Always.
here in
Yeah,
2008.
it's always been collected.
Mhm.
I see what she's trying to do. The sheriff went through the same deal. He had tax out there that he was collecting, and it wasn't clear. The wordage wasn't clear. And he collected that tax, I think I might count, Mr. Mayor, for a year or maybe a little longer than that. And then the Attorney General stepped in and stated that you can't do that the way it's worded. And so therefore he had to stop at that point. All she doing is a tax that's been there since 2008. And all this right here is doing is specifying what I can remember of that 2008 one. It's specifying like we're collecting this $25 and it's specifying where it's going in here.
I understand that.
But I don't
completely.
think it's specified in the one for 2008 where it was going. Just like we're collecting this money, it's going into this fund, like the general fund. But this one right here specifically stated secured in, I think I'm right on that. I vaguely remember that 2008.
I understand all that we've been collecting, but what I wanna see is, what is the difference between this resolution and the one in 2008? What is being cleared up?
In 2008, my understanding, Mayor, I wasn't here in 2008.
Courthouse
So,
security? Oh, go
yeah.
ahead, go ahead.
There was a resolution that was
Didn't have-
enacted in July, and then there was another resolution that was enacted in September that referenced these two particular items in TCA 674601.
I remember a little bit.
It was just very verbose. It wasn't very clear. This makes it a lot easier to understand. That's all we're doing, is we're just trying to make that easier to understand. That's it.
And to make it easier for me to understand, I wanna know what the differences are between this resolution and the old one.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get at, to help me understand.
I mean, did Jim Cope go through this one and clear this one up?
Absolutely.
Clean this one up
Yes,
compared to the other one? That's why we're here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did not do this in a
That's what I'm saying. Where
in a
did
vacuum.
where did it originate? Because we've been doing it
It-
since '08. oh
First of all, this, she had sort of an audit done for every fee and fine that she has in place. They audited every one of these in minute detail, including someone from Mr. Cope's office assisted with
That's
that
what
audit.
did the sheriff.
And this one they found was not fully clear. And Mr. Cope has been a party to this whole discussion. This has been going on for more than a year, this audit and this revisiting, just to be sure. we're
First I heard of it, though. I mean,
So it's not a new, they've worked on this with some diligence to really, so this is language prepared by our county attorney Attorney's Office, and they're fully in agreement with this. In fact, they're the ones that initiated this discussion that was occurring with this person. She had actually audited his stuff with him in their concurrence.
And I would not have brought the entire audit to the steering committee because we're talking about hundreds of different fees. So we took an exhaustive amount of time to look at every single one. We coordinated with the Administrative Office of the Courts. We coordinated with the CTAS attorneys. This was one item on a legislative side in the county. These are privilege tax that may be charged that needs the legislative body's approval to do that. So I would not have brought all of the entirety of the TCA code to the legislative body because most of them are, you shall charge these things.
No, I thought he was talking about the comptroller's audit, what he was talking about.
No, this was not this was an internal audit.
Okay.
For us to be able to say all of our costs are actually accurate. Our new system, our old system doesn't itemize any cost. It's just one big lump sum fee.
One big general fund like.
Yeah. So our new system will itemize every single item and we'll be able to show exactly what TCA that goes with and exactly what resolution that goes with.
So our management system that we got won't function without this in place?
Oh, no, it wouldn't function without us knowing each individual line item because it charges it by line item.
That's what I'm saying, because it's not up and running at your office yet, neither.
No, it is not.
Okay.
It's not live yet.
So what you're saying is, this is breaking it down as far as $25 for litigation tax, $25 for the privilege tax.
$1 for the victim assistance fund. This particular percentage for that particular fund. I mean, we've got some very convoluted formulas within the context of the court system. And this case management system will break it down individually to each individual line item.
So you're saying that's what this resolution does here, it's breaking it down where you can break it down on the receipt or whatever.
And this is the only resolution that we needed to come back to and have cleared up.
All the others are okay.
All the others are okay.
Good
And
job.
that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about hundreds.
Good job.
Wilkie, how many different costs? Like 1,500? 1,500 different costs. And this is the only resolution that we had to come back to you to get cleared up. So
we don't have a clear up things, we don't have an overage in this line item, so to speak, for this.
No.
This has been collected, it's there.
it's there.
It's for this purpose. I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but
No, it has always been accounted for in the right place. It has always been collected for the right purpose. We're just making sure that if you were to come in and say, what are all these costs? We would, in our new system, we'll be able to print out every single TCA for you, every single resolution that goes with every single line item.
After say, for example, someone pays their court costs and it shows the privilege tax and litigation tax, etc. So is there a TCA code annotated that out there that?
In our new
states-
system, there will be, yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
It's kind of a reference.
correct.
Because these fees has already been authorized by the state.
This is, yes, they're already authorized to be collected. These are, again, privilege taxes that have to be approved by the county legislative body. They have already been approved by the county legislative body in 2008. We're just making sure that we've got the right information, right verbiage.
is there a problem with it saying courthouse security, in which it's actually the judicial building security?
No,
Because this is
that's the actual
this-
verbiage.
This is the courthouse, though.
That's a statutory language.
It's the statutory
We
language.
have to use the statutory language, even though this is the historic courthouse and the judicial building is where the actual court.
I just wondered when I was
justice
reading this, I was like, you know what, we don't.
We have to stay with the statutory language.
Okay.
Correct.
And it's-
Do we set these fees or the state set them?
The state.
They're by state statute, and you can only use, some of these are permissive. This is a permissive charge.
Correct.
The $25 for the courthouse security and courthouse construction and jail construction and all of that. And you have to get the commission to approve this by 2/3. We've already did that in 2008. You approved in 2008 with the 2/3 majority or greater, the authorization for us to collect these fees already. Ms. Nolan has been a party to all of this discovery and discussion as well, and she is in full agreement with what's happening here.
Well,
She'll
this
be able to continue to track precisely which of these fees are going for which purposes.
Does this $25 cover our security for the judicial system, or is it short, or is it
Oh,
is it
it's
way
not-
over? Because I'm
it's not
thinking as
enough.
many cases that we have, you know, that's a.
It's-
I mean, how
it's
much
not
money
really
we're
enough
talking
money.
about?
You see, it's a broad reaching kind of $25.
On an average, how much money are we talking about a year on this just one line item right here, $25?
Well, we have in that category, we would have maybe 35,000 cases that this would be charged on
In a year.
in a year.
Yeah, but
But they actually have to pay.
that's right.
So-
Make sure you
You
specify
got
that.
indigent people and all
Yeah.
that.
I mean, the individual actually
Yeah.
has to pay, so.
Yeah, make
yeah.
sure you specify that.
And actually, this is litigation on all civil and criminal, so that's 45 to 50,000 cases that it's on. It's on all of them. But the individual actually has to pay.
So I'm saying 45, 50,000 times $25.
We can tax them and
It's a lot of
state
money.
tax them.
But you see, we've got a lot of costs. We've got a lot of courthouse security costs. We've got a lot of debt on.
Right, and I think-
Work center, so
Correct.
we don't have enough money to cover all of these things, but it really is a major source of revenue.
Commissioner Farley.
She's answered my questions and cleared up my concerns. I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion approved. Do we have a second?
Second.
And a second. Any discussion on the motion?
I just know what it is.
All's in,
That deal over there.
Yes.
all's in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Ma'am. Any other business?
They did, but
Mind
that's all
everybody to vote
right.
tomorrow.
Any other business?
7 to 7
Hey,
voting
Steve,
tomorrow,
I doubt if we collect.
7 to 7.
all over the county.
7 to 7 voting time.
There you go. We are adjourned.
I
Go
doubt
vote.
it.